And good evening, everybody. This is Michael Filighera. I am with logicalsignals.com and tradershelpingtraders.com. And this is the Elliott wave update for the NASDAQ 100 for Thursday, September 30th, 2021. I'm going to begin with the 4-hour chart tonight because as I moved out to that chart and kind of looked inside what I normally check on a chart, I got a little bit more clarity as to where we are, where we're going, and how we're going to get there. I'm thus leaving for right now this as intermediate A and intermediate B, but in my heart of hearts, I really want to change it back to intermediate 1 and intermediate 2, and I am going to do that, and I will tell you why. The market is basically made some clear moves today that help me put this label back, and that is that when I put it on the hourly, remember yesterday I left it as that it looked like it was a 1-2, 1-2 and it was about ready to drop off a cliff. Well, that's exactly what it was. But it's even a little bit more significant in that where we are is I've moved this minor degree wave 1 down to this level. And then I put the 2 here. And so yes, we are dropping in the third. And so we have 1-2 and then we have 1-2. That's on the 4-hour chart. Now, what I found kind of very interesting is how this then kicked in. As you can see on the 4-hour, we have 3, so we have 12 hours of downside. But look at the tails that were produced as we went there. So now let me drop back down to that hourly chart. Now remember, 1-2, 1-2, right? 1-2, 1-2. Let me open that up a little bit. 1-2. 1-2, but then check it out. 1-2, 1-2. I think this is going to be a massive extension. If I'm interpreting this correctly, it really is beginning to tell me that we're going to have a fairly strong day down tomorrow with plenty of acceleration. I mean, it undoubtedly will begin overnight. But I see very, very limited upside until this is resolved. These tails tell the tale, so to speak. And so I'm now looking at this as, here we have minor wave 1, minor wave 2, 1 of 3, 2 of 3, 1 of 3 of 3, 1 of, yeah, I mean, I just can't keep extending it out, but you get the picture. And so what this is going to happen is a 3, a 4, and a 5, and a 4, and a 5, and a 4, and a 5. So it's 1 extension, 2 extensions, 3 extensions, 4 extensions. So 3, 4, 5, that takes care of the first one. 4, 5 takes care of the second one. 4, 5 takes care of the third one. 4, 5 takes care of the fourth one. This thing has got a lot of downside to put in. And so when I was talking about how do we possibly get down to 13,944? Well, I think 14,500 is a given now. I really do. I really think that it gives up the ghost for whatever the reason is. I don't know. And the market could turn around and just soar up through 843 tomorrow and go up to 940, 950, which would invalidate everything I'm saying for the moment. But I don't think that that's going to happen. So that's why I'm going to go over it this way. So I think basically dropping down to 4,500 should be easy, should not be a challenge for the market to do. That's how I believe acceleration will start, and it could begin overnight. So that leaves us then with a continuation and getting down to 287, 288, 155, and then 13,944. I think these are realistic for this move. Now, whether it all happens tomorrow, I don't know. It's really going to start in 9 minutes. And we'll see. and then Asian markets opened, and then European markets opened. It was the European markets that opened that topped it off. Where are we? Thursday, right there. Hit its high early and then just started to go down. By the time we got into gear, they tried to rally this. First thing out of the gate, they tried to rally it, and they put in a good show. And they even tried it twice, and then it just died. And here's what I need to say, and that's going to be important for trading. The acceleration is going to increase the volatility, right? Because the speed of how things are going, that's what's increasing. So volatility is going to increase. So an options premium is going to increase. But what is more important to understand is the volatility increases to the downside. The volatility will remain in force during those bounces. So that's why we've got these huge tails. So we came down, we broke that support. That was enough. They jumped in. So we got down to 14,682, 83. And then we jumped, the buyers jumped in and ran it once, twice, all the way up back up to 829. That's volatility. And then the volatility kicked back in to the downside and just dropped it again to a new low. That's what I'm talking about. The volatility is going to be strong on both sides. So you need to trade smart. You need to stay in the now, because a lot of people do, we're not trading big, huge accounts, right? So if you have a large account, you're going to have a blast tomorrow. But if you're trading a smaller account, or if you're trying to attain additional funding, so you're trying to work through a process of showing your trading chops, so to speak, you need to pay attention here. Yes, the opportunity to really make some big money exists, but stay open, stay in the now, because the market is not going to, it's going to feel like it's going to go straight down, but there will be turns. There will be buyers that step back in. And for whatever the reason is, I don't care. Just be aware that it's going to happen. And the market's going to flip and go much further than you think it is. And that's the part that can knock you out of the pool. And you don't want that to happen. So trade smart. So for tomorrow, I really do think, and again, I think it'll begin during globex. So I think we're going to start to head down. And remember what I said earlier, that if it broke here, it has nothing. I have nothing. Look how far left I have to go to find a place for support. Let me just even open it back up. Look how far left I have to go. Look how far left I have to go. So do you see what I'm talking about? There's nothing there to pin your hat on to say, oh, support. That's why I went out to the 4-hour chart. When it starts to break, it's already there at 14,710. It's below it. What's next? Oh, way over here. 582, 503. Where am I looking? 14,500. You see how easy it possibly could be? There's nothing to stop it. So I think we can get there very quickly. And I think that's what the market is telling us. I think that's what the setup is. So rallies, again, they're going to happen. They're going to be more volatile. They're going to go higher than you think. Play them. Don't sit with a short position unless you're really, really confident, because they're going to be easy to play, both sides. Play with using your moving averages. As we go down, let me try to open this up even more. Right now, they're just on the hourly. They're starting. On the daily, let's go take a peek. On the daily, they are, you can tell, look at the 50. The 200 is down at 1432. Trust me, it's where I think it's headed ultimately. It's headed down to 1394, 13,944. Well, the 200 is just above all that at 14,032. right? Now that we've broken, this is the daily chart, which is already telling you weakness. Now, another close below everything. Where's it going? Probably down here. It's not going to be one foul swoop all the way down. If it is, whoo, it'll be huge money, huge. Just be on the lookout. Trade smart. Trade using your moving average. So on the daily, which is our bigger picture for intraday trading, it's pretty negative. On the hourly, it's already lined up. The only thing that now will be necessary is to see the angle of the 200. Right now, it's just angling this way down. This is going to start to point harder down. The 20 is beginning to point pretty hard down. The 4 and the 8 are pointing hard down. That's on the hourly. Okay, so this is what I'm saying. We need to pay attention. We need to stay in the now. We need to trade smart. I'm looking for some stronger downside tomorrow, but the bounces are going to also be strong. Play against your moving averages, play against Fibonacci support and resistance. You can do intraday resistance and extensions, but be careful to what you're connecting it to. So in other words, what I'm trying to say is wave 3 relates to wave 1. Corrective waves don't relate to impulse waves other than they're corrective. So you don't use extensions. The only time I would use an extension is if I'm trying to track a third, attaching it to a fourth to figure out where the fifth is going to be. But again, what I'm looking at is the relationships between wave 3 and wave 1, and the impulse wave 3 to wave 1, wave 5 to wave 3. Wave 2 and 4, that's a rule of alternation, and that's another conversation. But when you're running Fibonacci extensions, connect them properly. Understand, what am I trying to extend? What am I trying to look at? If you're trying to decide how deep a third wave can go, well, then you run an extension from this down to here to the top of 2. That's going to be your extensions. Right now, I'm doing it on a larger level. I'm doing for the whole intermediate third wave. You can do the same thing now for the minor third wave, and you can balance it against these. Okay, so I'll just do it. I'll just put it up there so you can see what I'm talking about. Put that there. Down to the bottom of 1. And what happened? All right, so that didn't work. Should I remove that? Let's try that. Yeah. We're going to be much deeper. Okay. 13,4,500. That's 618. So I'm looking for the third. The third's not going to be 618 breakdown. It's going to be 100%, 4261. 2 even larger. 1.618. Here we are again. 13,944. Bing bang. And here's the other one. The 618 of this 3 to that 1 is coming in a little bit lower. 38 something. Ultimately, I think that's where we can end up. Now we're getting some confirmation. We got collectives all the way around. So trade smart, stay in the now. And I will be doing kind of like a bigger picture look to kind of go into a little bit more depth about what's happening. And I'll put that out as an elongated update over the weekend, likely on Sunday. If I do it on any time before, of course, I'll publish it right away and then do an additional shorter update for Sunday. This is where I'm going to leave it for right now. Tomorrow, stay smart, stay in the now, and trade smart is really what I want to say. It's going to be a day where I think we can make good money, both directions. Just do it smartly and stay in touch with what the market is telling you. Next update, Sunday, the 3rd of October.